na nyina no da say na your friend na delegates nankasa na omo frame say e was me ba na me ebeji omo free how no omo mu na mesu me di kan esay research enwu say ne omo ka no na e no kure ba niama no omo hia ntia no mo frame na e niama betimi aye nyame mai akonya mai konya akonya no ntia hye sekura na ye bi on the quiet for them just to hold the party on the ground and eja eba say ekwa file ko contest here no na say the call for change no I very loud na me so no as a leader I also provide hope na hope I will provide no say the be party ni ejina na so ntino we need to provide that hope say mo ba mu ebu a you always count on me as an alternative I bet me abu my party after to my friend to that was see we send them a message of hope and almost to message no na say na kan eka kiti but I mean child he who fights and run away lives to fight for another thing yeah baba wa ya
no but then clearly say omofra first time anko ye second time anko that means say you are not needed
no normally who share near course so numbers are na ye hwe no 291 difference in the first elections na enda akwa akopim 13 na me no ka say at the time an ekọ contest ye bibie no the projection na say na 650 did ye dey call instead of 431 na me but you say a bano sa can see we mu usually on the day of the elections no nyama be break me see until if our lesson kakra me dem call mu with the very little resources but na message na me kra no na mood first and foremost you are talking my constituency na large agrarian o me ekwafo into
me could it not be say okay say first time no you had 291
difference.
It was the first time Kofi Adams was also going,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Into now say mutu no bi acheda ni mo bia.
Well, but when we say politically Kofi mileage.
Okay.
Into no or leverage on the mileage no. Into na e campaign no. Into no me as a politician knowing say between me no or mileage chairman you say or leverage on he did it well and it worked for him. This time so usually but Anyejma. It's as now he has been given the mandate into also training but now for say he could have done more than that in your all year. And you hope na the buy no mu said look hope na the buy na ya dey be ACC o baby mbiambia anke maame akonya metima replicate e obuam na omo so menya omo ho faso as party members na omani nyina na wa me na hehwa no me donors bebre so eye adwuma me no ka say I have a record of 72 boreholes with my donors do almost 34 boreholes so far metimi to e obuam mu only 5 pen a friend say manual nyaka ni nya mechanized me no ka say ende kura no endo e tu ba ko e kura ba ko e friend no okaja krom one of the biggest towns in Buem. Me no ka say by the end of this week we will be able to complete into me 5 outstanding projects me be commission next 2 weeks me no ka say bia meton sakra frame na maba abeboa me commission into no na me be a politician bia me buy say me be make impact into the who's Ubi Uba first time we are 18 balls at the time about second time now almost 29 means you didn't go to sleep you still were Jumano now be share and bono and one so no agro inputs them support to on the quiet into no if you be ana sende ye Juma ye careful you need degree, you need masters. Your masters now were full. Now you be bit more support in terms of inputs. Now you juman a kind there. Then why don't we give him the support? Because my already when he is not into a core or do then they like to still a bit my to me mom classical examples and they see Tamalinov in Suina Akachi. Me mom get to know example. And James Kucha Beji, into me, who say no, these are practical policies. When I'm chain out, I related to almost some situation, and they bought into the idea, and that vote. But they did they no dear, I think say not resources and some and Munyamaka cry. I guess idea it would have a different story. But I want to stand on this big platform now, Dwaboase, with that kind of support and as our confidence. No, we say, look, Babs is the next big thing in Buem, and I'm sure, say, in the next elections year, the story will be different.
Is that not what politicians do? Open votes, nana, more than that, bisa, yenye, when we get it, they'll go back to sleep.
Mama, example, see, I say, me lose, you know, as the drama I third boreholes from the last time you hear primary school be seen the my third boreholes meaning say it's a work in progress.
Okay.
Made the BBC mean to say make sure say make impact in every nook and cranny in that constituency. Only say me NGOs now approve 28 more boreholes for Buem alone. I may roll out this year. Into no three I make once a year. Into we are coming to work. And me donors know I've now moved me from water to even school projects. We are going to do school clinics and vocational centers. Now so we see until I feel put on my man say look, come and do the work and justify why you say mouse akunya a bit my year.
Is it necessary say so by MP and sana why all of this? Can be a philanthropist and still go ahead and better the lives of your constituents? Would that necessarily say come Rashebi dream? Until I'm catching a calling. Because me that me juma.
Into
cause why? Neja MP ni ma Kofi Adams no ndi.
Je, me go so am je.
Me say cause why na neja MP ni ma Kofi Adams no ndi.
Me go so e best call ne baso dia and what say we cho me chijom because we a party ba.
Okay.
Kofi so ye party ba. But who boy juma omo say we abranti bi ase dey say to me ma obetimi aboa ma man akonanim. Enti so mo frɛ wa e so je pene na me call yi anye ye kura no omo say o omo obi a dachi bia no se bi ba omo enda so bi no so but omo frɛ na wonko a na bia omo de komo obi na sanko yi a oso a ojina you don't have the moral right to criticize because your friend say nka be boy na wamba. Into this not necessarily say obenya MP ship as with my ejuma but in the process I we ejuma na call so ba jipini na timfa eno sa ho ne koka ne wo no na puntu ejuma na ekono na asa konkan because you see if samafo crap epedodo anamboa entinu buemanfo no ehu say me abranti bi ase nyame aduna ka me nyakonwa na metimi aboa but me show mo boss me nya ekura na ejuma na esi ni so no ye bebo akopin say da nyame beka se yeso no ebedu ye so but ye kan so no was every politician who say akonwa na ye de mamo say as MP so no enye obef right.
Okay.
Enti ya ma say koji akonya say the particular term e dia ma hono ehu akontabu na obebu na say onkofo fo say wo bo ejuma na start wa so enti once party nim branch say there will be a point you be declare say akonya at so vacant no obi o party mababi on so adwempa bia ma man no be contested. It's in line with that near friend near respondo enti ya kona say almost some GP say this is your time you will get there and people will see what you can do. But for me, parliament or no parliament, if
how frequent now you go?
Okay, so as and when there are programs say what say me ko biano you invite me me ko intimate me say be 1 week and 2 weeks because programs they do a whole month in program be but baso so dia between cause now 1 week na maba and make sure say me taji base and sada maba because me original crime me branch chairman. And to a whole branch I miss control in one of the branches of Buem. And I'm a year Jumasu within me ward and ward coordinators. Me say very, very close. And the relationship with the party there, very solid. And that is why now branches if they have one of our own who is a branch chairman now seeking our money to represent in parliament now they will get that closer relationship here with their leaders. And so and also idea na a show crying. Go look. I won't sit here to run down anybody. But now people feel say they need a leader who is very, very close.
Okay. Talking about closeness, any relativity, all of those. 2024, NDC, United Front for Buem.
Well, I think say my loyalty is to the party first.
Okay.
In fact, your core vetting crown, we were made to sign a bond. And you know, in 2019, I'm quite a mania crown, Ukoshaki constituency. I was a member of the constituency campaign team. I'm a guy say me sub me mom crowd 200 t-shirts and now John Mama and Kofi Adams speech and eboso. Me say Kofi Adams and kasa and I'm from boot for boot a year campaign. I'm on one kasa and John Mama. And you know, and yeah, the story is not going to be different. They say that a kunya contest now to idea. The next big thing is what we do for the party. Until media, and we open up say we be Jumano ama party except John Dramani Mahama benya vote dudu no hiano e dey flags for as for Mbra Kofi when we say safe what we need to do is to work hard and show up the numbers. So na be ya you betimi a hold your record near Buem as one of the safest seats in the country. In I can sit on this platform as she will be able to say, Jumana boom, ama president enya ne ohia na ono MP so enya numbers ohia the parliament enti me so be kan at the video kra akwa as circulating in the constituency aka chere me all the supporters that just close to their ranks and then move together as one, be ready to work with the larger team now form na campaign 2024. So it's the onus lies with the council executives. Also trigger that the unity button. No design programs all inclusive. Yes sadwa obi ade no bejim na ye ejuma ama NDC bom afa ne to papa fra. In
this context, we talk about say also a branch chairman.
Chairman, yeah.
And so NDC, I know say more kasa about Operation Adopted Branch. Into branch no adopted and I say who Janice Akeke say we a chairman. What better nan cry o Jane from apa?
Well, we are because we financial with the branch, and I've gone beyond my branch. Ubisa me ward chairman, Krana. Me sponsor ward meetings. Me ward near about 6 branches put together as a ward. Be program biana a bano omunkunya and refreshment biano. Me na me them, and I do that just to motivate people to be coming to meetings. Now, me try to adjoin party into me and calling into it's what something I'm doing even beyond my branch to the ward. And idea be to us why and this is the time you be here yes I did say be ya you bet me any numbers. There's a policy program be a bakrai or a ward mu. Catch them young, the 18 years normal basis. We need to get them before the new registration. Send a bit more of them in our fold before 2024, and that's very critical. Me who say excellent John Dramani Mahama ne ba Sharaf no Sharaf saying or the Sharaf or the policy be and I think the young ones now here politics we should be able to support that young man in the Ojman the Bani Akachi ayonu young go base nkola no we SS no yentimi enjo mo inform din to books nti share registration young kasa young finance young form concord register and normally when you do that you own them right from that point into they have that sense of belongingness and this folk no once we have that in our books, we will locate where they are when it comes to voting. Go for them. Get them convinced why NDC is the best alternative. I'm sure when we do that, the numbers here, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama winning the next elections. Numbers a bit mania.
That is very critical because Oshe Afrobarometer reports nearby for April. It indicated say Oshe new voters. Percentage of person voting for NDC, they are just the same around the floating voters.
Yeah.
That's very critical.
Very, very critical.
If you really want to show up the numbers, you should focus on new group of persons. Now, I'm sure Buim is okay and everything is fine. You are sure, say, the seat is secured. All you have to do is to show up your numbers. Now, the NDC is seeking, say, come to me a winning Kumewu seat. The last elections, the parliamentary candidate for the MPP got a little over 20,000, right?
Yeah, no, 14,000.
14,000. And a parliamentary candidate had just about 11,000.
That's independent.
I mean, independent candidate 11,000, and then NDC just about 2,000 votes. Yeah. So clearly, 14 for MPP, 11 for independent candidate, 2,000 for NDC. Going into Ochina, what are the chances of the NDC? Because I know John Mahama has been there, chairman has been there, secretary, Joseph Yamin, all the big guys are, NDC politics are, they matter, no? On grounds. Same for MPP. President Akufo-Addo has been there, Dr. Bawumia, I mean, all of them. Yeah. NDC.
Well, okay, so we share the history of by-elections all these years. One election, I raised a low turnout. Okay. And I'm not seeing Kumewu tomorrow be an exception. Okay. And I said numbers now come clearly, so I won't sit and say NDC will win a seat because you see it's a safe seat for MPP. Okay. Even the independent candidate can want some crowd tracing background crowd MPP ni. Bibi na happen way in where free money and there. I could say on so independent. Me what I see in this election is election. Both parties want to make a statement. Okay. The statement is that the NDC would have to work harder. Now, number in the last election, 2,000 plus, no, at least 4,000 to 5,000 krona. It's a huge statement politically because Obini stronghold na over, and also now buying soon power. And the expectation they say obetime a leverage on na ban no our power na edime nyane be bre abanakachi na omechina so dia campaign as a consolidate on grounds so ati ase in this say enum nyina no na say NDC na no opposition etimi nya even say 1,000 crack can vote no nya last one is a huge impact for a party. I mean on the contrary so MPP sunu omuye no be bia na either to maintain that number or go a little bit over that number. Okay. So see the regional chairman interview me man or lament about the independent candidate say or you will be a sellout. Now describing in a certain manner because of course say or you only be and say by now no more. So they can get those numbers to themselves and use it to make a statement. Say yes, they are ready to break the 8. So there's going to be a lot of mind game in these elections. But I won't sit here and say it's a seat via NDC from. So looking at the history and the numbers. But the NDC will need to make impact in terms of shoring up their votes relative to what they had in the last election. Now it's now like the NDC has indeed arrived and ready to win the next 2024 election. But we share. Events are unfold. I expect to see some apathy coming in because yes, it's a strong, it's a safe seat for the MPP, but the people no more on FL say MPP are disappointed in terms of say development and because of the bar on Makachini they've been called several calls on government to respond to through MP and there within baby there wasn't any response and to think say MP ni benye ni baby akọ na suddenly machines nya free baby a dia bagi digidi say ye ba be project no eno no e ade bi a psychologically it not sit down well with the election folks as mo di adwin epese edi agro. But
is that not what you politicians do?
No, but you see if as a government wetimi enya akonya and you cannot discount the contribution of Kumawu in your victory and omedi asema to enim through MP for several years umfa omunya hwina sadly na MP ne fimu na se ukwa na wo yesade we a it sends a signal say umfa but me from the governance perspective no betimi aka say near MPP and in terms of heavy security presence Kumewu in terms of some moving machines or movement it's a signal say MPP has failed on their promise because if you are a delivering government and there shouldn't be any panicking to say me the asafo we na Kumewu dey anka you safe seat and I only party bias empre ho ntinu e dey ntinu ende obeso asafo say omoko e dey na woje wonti awde omoko it tells you the MPP in this action has admitted say indirectly say omo anye ejuma e wo so omo ye ntinu there's that panic say bia on projection in terms of no expecting your vote election and this is not the time you be engineer time where you route because so talk the same rules but to have MPP moving machines say omu taros brand so talk and looking at the reports right in the pay crap baby omata so far and so to sukran who say bottles it smacks of desperation and at this level when it tells you say MPP should admit say they have failed. We were here in October 2022 the president himself went on a tour in Ashanti Yokai friends say doom traders and Kenyan traders who to and boo the president. We say that friend saying booing Hutinu was a statement the citizens were making against the government of the MPP. People didn't understand. Again, at the Global Citizen Show, and also a similar thing happened. In fact, I expected the MPP to have taken that thing serious. This is a feedback on our governance, say more numbers. But they quickly went to what I done by attributing to the NDC. NDC for a Hutu. You see where we are getting to right now. And if they are listening to those genuine protesters and Ghanaians for AU, yes, even though the method might be questionable, say who boo president, who, but that's another way to be communicating with leadership. Fire and today will not be where we are with Kumewu. In Kumasi, when he was being interviewed as a president, okay, so out of frustration, I say one constituency, that was the height of arrogance at the time, and there was a pressure on them to deliver. Intermediate, it comes back to one thing. Say the MPP government has failed to deliver on its mandate and promises, and they should bow their heads in shame. And I will not be surprised. Like I said, I'm not seeing NDC winning, but I will not be surprised to see the numbers are MPP for expect Omunya. And NDC might also show up their vote to make a statement, say the NDC is ready to win power in 2024.
Talk of the police presence, excuse me. Talk of the police presence. Is it not evident of the Zabanism we are seeing in this government?
Well, we say we've had history of the MPP using the security anytime there's a situation like this. I mean, a case in mind is that of Iowa to Westbrook, and you saw what happened. And you know, bringing these people in there, no, as no be able to say what is the reason? Is it because of the by-election? Then it's intelligence being on my picking tier, on my a whole IGP, but you see, maybe who says psychologically, on person work on the minds of the people, intimidation, the idea, because the could see them people, but I want to use this platform to urge the citizens of a friend saying Kumewu, whether you NDC or MPP, but I know say do better my NDC because they want to also make a protest vote. What will happen tomorrow will be a protest vote. It might not necessarily mean say NDC is going to have supported automatically. But
it's possible say NDC to me because the late Basoa was not treated well. We share some videos via a image before Omukoye elections, you know. This was chief executive elections.
Voting for the presiding member elections.
Yes, videos now.
He was allowed
entry
into the hall.
Even though protest vote now could go in the favor of the NDC.
It could go, but we are looking at the quantum because we are talking about numbers here.
You lost by 13 votes, didn't you lose?
I lost.
Yes,
but I'm saying,
so if
we'll be happy for the NDC to win the seat. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying we are being realistic in the numbers. Okay. From 14,000 to 2,000. When you have a certain,
mind you, this is not a general election. So like I say, all the people will go.
Yes, I've already stated that.
Yes,
that we already have a low turnout issues.
Exactly. John Mahama it's also going to increase.
It will influence the vote. I've said that, and I'm expecting to see the numbers shoring up. Yeah. It will be miraculous. To say that NDC has actually overturned the deficit of 12,000 into their favor. It will be one of the biggest miracles in political history.
Expect a big miracle tomorrow.
Yes,
big one. But Joseph Yamin, a national organizer, NDC, Amayukul, he's been speaking. And I'm sure, sir, you want to hear exactly what Joseph Yamin has been telling delegates and the constituents of Kumewu.
Because of the presidential and parliamentary elections are near, but a few days here, there's every indication say I'm not for being You see, all the MPP gurus are begu Kumewu, and they didn't just come like that. They came with money, and they are begging. Obuko to do or pacho na or cheska, which is an indication say science is good for them. So I think that generally it is good for us.
What boy, the issue of money? Do you see it changing anything at all?
No, I don't see it changing. But they are trying to take advantage of the mess are creating in the system. Say, Omama Ghana for who actually na omode anya vote, and so it's difficult for Obi in Kumewu to have 20 cedis in his pocket. And it's Obi man 50 cedis set to Abamamia. Then they think that the Nipan every year know what to among because of our trade. But we can only wait and see after election, and see whether this will do anything for them, because we more pay a 70% victory margin. And that's why they are putting in all these resources. That's why we want to say move to the castle more acquiring. That's why and everybody seems to be in Kumewu. But I can assure you, sir, we heard the responses of the people in Kumewu as we move around. And I can see a different turnout. And the turnout is going to be against the MPP. No matter how come the outcome, it's going to be against the MPP.
It's been 11 years, struggling, pleading, begging. Finally, Chronicles say, Sikana Ababedru, Yene Nyanti, IMF Nababedru. Minority leader, that is Honorable Ato Kesel Forsen Akache.
All right, so that was Joseph Yamin having a conversation with my colleague Kojo. Now I would have taken into the IMF conversation, but later no, we'll talk about that. But this morning, yeah, focus on Kumewu. I'm sure say what's here. Joseph Yamin actually say the MPP is targeting a 70% vote, 70%, and that will mean say numbers never go up 70%. Do you see that coming? No.
Well, I think say to be no, it's not going to be possible.
Possible
because when we say yeah checks as a run, sana Yamini can Adriane changing hands, Ntoma changing hands, and even teachers crown more akachiwono. And before it might target about 1,500 of them, and each of them crimes almost an amount of 300 Ghana or so, just to motivate them to come out to vote for the party. Now, the voters are very sophisticated this time around. A sign of desperation, but the fact of the matter is that we be almost say, "San same way MPP team. Where was it like?" Na owehipa and then almost had you. Inti ama be prenu say kusa obotrim. But it's say MPP were an overwhelming numbers in Kumewu ntinu. Person mo ye ne bia megina so. Etimi make statement no mo ye de bia say heritage o break 18. Into mo target 70%, but I don't see it happening. I see one apathy. Say ebimu de it's say omo don omo MPP no, and it also happens in NDC. They won't vote at all. And there are those who say, look, we'll go out there and vote out to protest to let them know, say, so given these dynamics, I don't see people making that 70% they are projected. That's what I'm saying, sir. This is the election now. If you provide the NDC an opportunity to make a statement by getting a good number relative to what they had in 2020, even though it might not be too good enough to win the seat for that, but to be a number that would be enough to give the NDC the ground to start making statements. So we are really ready for 2024. I see that happening. 70% for MPP, I'm not seeing that happening. They can't get that number because they are really disappointed the good people of Kumewu. You see, almost tomorrow, member of parliament, 12,000 people, and almost Nyame will say MPP as a party and government, almost MP no, I'm already a reho ako. And to say Nyame a woman given these combinations, I don't see it happening. I don't see 70% happening. But NDC will be making a good show tomorrow.
Parliamentary candidate, send vote to me especially when there's should I call it confusion? Because there was another parliamentary candidate on also a file here. And Osha's statement at ECD by now it shows clearly said that two parliamentary candidates presented the same outfits in the same kente and the same anoma or mude or mu symbol. And then the EC says no, this can't happen until by force. No, so this is it. Exactly. So the original parliamentary candidates, no, that's a independent. I mean, why do I keep saying parliamentary candidates? The independent parliamentary candidates, no, or no, and then there's another Kwekudria again, who is also coming. And he came again with the same anomano, and then the same Quintina, the first, and I said, Nipa in that I said, no, original, no, present here. He said, Omuntu me and into Mama Aso, on Fanko Byron Kofi to symbolize. Do you think there are those who are, deriving meaning, said this was just an attempt to frustrate the independent candidates now and reducing the vote? I mean, you're a government expert. Do you see same?
Well, I think basically about the elections, I will say every candidate differentiate or not from other candidates to allow the voter to make an informed decision. And to the extent say ube presented as a candidate, not only who contenders never have the same symbol and same identity. It becomes, you provide a certain confused mindset to the voter, which also not in the best practice. And to know what has happened is within the remit of best practice. Say a voter bia or say a man akonya not to be distinguish one candidate from the other. so that so be informed decision be on because oh muna mo here na me confuse me to me tomorrow when I come say me tomorrow it was I think it was that direction that EC was coming from, and what they have done for me now set the base right for every voter to now say, so look, this is the person I want to vote for, and I really voted for the person. So it's just for the way of giving identity to the contenders to allow the voters to make an informed decision on the day, and that's what the EC has presented, in my opinion.
Boom. Want to see you again.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
We wish you all the very best in ensuring, sir, NDC Betumi renew Buim with overwhelming votes. Now 2024, Betumi Akoyama NDC and the party. We wish you well.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me too.
Ibrahim.
And let me say a good morning to the good people of Buim, Ayoma, Kute, Jasikan, Aka, all of them. I say thank you so much for giving me that massive support.
Ibrahim Adams Mumuni, a defeated parliamentary candidate for Buim constituency. Honorable, but still honorable area. And we wish him well in his endeavors to ensure say obetumi aboa na bibia etumi. Akos na ye diare ho sem e ka o say ye nua ba keto ya we di mfie edunsia efie edunsia anya asem then a chance wayera from the 16th of year May no wayera into almost 2 weeks ni or yes almost 2 weeks ni 16th, that's yes getting to 2 weeks ni ye ba keto ye hu ni na ntia nya ne say around Accra and Okoya went to me and Bafiobium. Na Casa Okano to make a igbe or can't kotokoli, Sansuna or can't chi. And skin no or ye on Honam Edge Kakra, a hair or a coco, Kakra, a baiwa with the 14 years. Into no mesre, a busian for say, Pamocho, we police statement on Modiaba. Into say, Unya, and as Okushia, a baiwa bisa, or yes, slim, na or ye coco with the 14 years or can't kotokoli or can't ever, and or can't cheer, na or the no aqua coma, now for. Na number to me a friend, you bet to me a friend, 054 3054 536 9996 054 536 9996 ofre sa number yani papa ebe to me aje oso ana se obekọ the nearest police station se unya ntie bi efa yen ban ho a na ebusiafo enso ebeda wase pa ha ene ede esi efrem wisdom hedejuma ushia me a betumi afrem nyansa. Good morning.